Oh, come on, not again. Skyrim is a game based around equipment. When you level up, you get perks that improve how you can use things and you find better stuff to carry around. But what if you couldn't do that? What if you forgot your backpack at home? Can you beat Skyrim with no equip load? I begin my journey on the way to my execution. The crime? Public nudity. I play as a cat boy, because without the fur I would be cold while naked in the snow. And also barehanded attacks deal more damage. I lose one of my 9 lives and I can escape. For now, I can't access my inventory. I have to run around avoiding death. Shortly after, my hands are unbound and I can see that I have a total carry weight of 2 because of the clothes they put on me. This means I already lost the challenge. Pack it up, folks, party's over. If I last less than 10 minutes, nobody's happy, so I guess I have to go on. I beat up some enemies on my way to freedom, nothing too strange here. The only unusual thing that I have to do is killing the bear before I reach her with the Ralof, so that he doesn't give me the bow to fight her. I swear I didn't pick up that arrow. Now I reach Riverwood, and from there I have to go to Whiterun to inform the Jarl about the Dragon Menace. There are basically no enemies here, so there are no worries. I reach the Jarl, and he sends me on a mission to retrieve an engraved stone. But first, to thank me, he gives me an armor that is automatically added to my inventory, failing the challenge. That was already failed. I place it on fire to hide my shame. Also remember that I can have gold, lockpicks and arrows, since none of them have weight, but I'll have to proceed naked, without weapons and without food or potions. I reach the ruin and I can easily defeat the bandits, up until the spider that for some reason is always a roadblock in these runs. I have to adjust my fighting style a bit, and by that I mean I have to retreat like a coward because I can't heal without potions. But I can engage again and I win with all the remaining health points that I need. I cut down and put down some guy in order to get the golden claw. You can see that this item weighs 0.5, but my total weight remains 0. That is because all the items that you need for quests in this game have a weight, but it isn't actually counted as long as they remain quest items. And this means that if you finish a quest, they regain their weight. I get to the end of the dungeon and I have to fight the boss. It isn't hard at all and I retrieve the stone. That doesn't affect my weight, as I already explained. I get back to the Jarl and we are informed that a dragon is attacking the city. I go and fight it along with the guards. But first the Jarl thanks me by giving me a helmet. I fail again and place it on the fire too. I have to be careful since I have no armor and I can only attack with my fists. But I'm a little too careful and the guards die while I wait for them to do the job. Punching a dragon goes as well as you can imagine. After a couple of deaths, I win and we can proceed. Everyone calls me Dragonborn even if I am a cat. I try to talk to the Jarl about it, but this time he gives me an axe that I have to burn, and I even get scolded because of it. But now I have to make my good deed for the day. I steal a horse to get on top of a mountain and greet some old folks. They teach me some shouts and send me to retrieve a horn. I try to explain that I don't have a place to keep it, but they don't care. For the first time in this channel I am too poor to afford a carriage ride, so I go to Riverwood and complete the quest regarding the Golden Claw in order to get some money. I get attacked by cultists while I'm there, but the townsfolk help me. Now I can get the carriage and reach the dungeon. The enemies inside are already too strong for me, so I have to run around avoiding them, a skill that I have mastered through the videos. I get to the end of the dungeon and the horn isn't there, just a ladder that I carefully avoid taking with me. I discover that Delphine was the one taking the horn. She gives it to me, but it's a quest item, so it doesn't wait, and we decide to go and kill the dragon together. First, though, I have to do a thing. I go to Riffen and enter the sewers. I avoid the first enemies and fight my nemesis. only to waste time trying to fight the enemies that followed me in the next section. It doesn't go as planned, but I managed to win. I then proceed and, inside a chest, I find Draven's bow. I have no idea who Draven is, but this bow is a quest item and thus has no weight. You can clearly see that I have no carry weight. Tell me in the comments if you know what this quest is. Now that I can attack from the distance, I can fight the dragon with Delphine. She tanks the damage and it takes a while, but we kill the dragon. Our next step is infiltrating an elven embassy, because she feels like the elves are behind this. I have to dress properly to enter the embassy, but the clothes are quest items, so no problem. First I have to distract everyone. To do so without having to put a drink in my inventory, I talk with this guy that proceeds to harass the waitress, and I can sneak out. Now comes the hardest part in the run. I have to kill everybody, but they deal a lot of damage, and there are many of them. To pass this section, I try to single them out, and after many trials, I clear the outside zone. Inside, there are 3 more people. I kill one, run away, and when I come back, nobody was there. Here, I have to read a piece of paper, because the books are not quest items, and thus they wait. In the next room, I have to take and read a book inside a chest. Then I have to kill 2 guys that have a key in order to escape. Since I am a cat, I am pretty good at stealth, so I can sneak near them and steal the key while they kill my friend. I'll pay my respects after I run away. I get back to Delphine, and both the clothes and the book aren't quest items anymore, so I fail the challenge for like the 5th time. The elves knew nothing, but now we have to save Esbern, a guy that can help us. He is in the sewers in Riften, that I already partially cleared. So I go there, avoid some elves, find him, and we go outside together. Here I remember that I can actually heal myself since I start the game with the spell. I am so used to not using magic in these videos that it didn't even cross my mind until now. Now we have to find an ancient temple in order to discover how to defeat Alduin. We enter a cave, kill some folks, solve some puzzles, and we find out that we need a shout to beat the game. I then decide to talk to the old guys about it. They thank me for giving them the horn that I absolutely didn't forget about, and they point me towards their master. I talk with the master, and he tells me that I need an Elder Scroll in order to learn the shout. I randomly find a guy in a nice cave that tells me where the Elder Scroll is. He gives me 2 items to reach it, but they will remain quest items for all the video, so no worries. Armed with my fists and the ability to heal, I venture in a dwarven ruin, where I simply avoid enemies, both machines and Falmer, until I get to the scroll. Here I discovered that if you get attacked by an arrow and survive, sometimes the arrow will end up in your inventory, since I had this doubt before, and I have a Falmer arrow, without looting anything. Anyway, I get the scroll, and you can see that it doesn't wait. I get on top of a mountain, I read the scroll, and I run the shout to defeat Alduin, that luckily is already here. I attack him with the bow where I can cover myself, keep him on the ground with the shout, and heal myself if I get too much damage from the meteors. I also took 2 levels here, that I gain with stealth, restoration and archery, to lower the magic that I need to heal and increase the damage I deal with the bow. I run out of arrows, so I have to end this fight with my fists, and Alduin falls. Well, he loses and flies away, so I have to follow him. First, I have to stop the ongoing civil war by talking with the leaders of the factions. Then I have to trap a dragon in a castle. I don't actually have to fight or take damage, so it's pretty easy. Then I go with the dragon to a location where I can take a portal and reach Alduin. I fist my way through the dungeon, I avoid the priest and enter the portal. I had to take and use an item in the dungeon that isn't a quest item after the portal, so I failed again. But at this point, who cares? I put it on fire. Literally. Now, there is only one thing left to do before Alduin. I just have to defeat a guy there to prove I'm worthy. Problem is, I'm not actually worthy. I try to defeat him in an honorable way multiple times, but then I decide to lure him on top of a mountain where he can't reach me and throw arrows at him. I can now proceed. I made the heroes, we cleared the mist together, and we can easily defeat Alduin. And with this I'll say that you can't beat Skyrim without a quick load. If you did this challenge yourselves, let me know how it went in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or even subscribe. I'll see you next time. Well, you'll see me. See the video at least. Why do I always mess up the outro?